We are out here checking on things, and since our generator blew up last time we were here, we brought a new generator to help recharge the batteries. So we're gonna take a little tour around and check everything out. This little area here is the site of our future little farm stand. He kind of cleared it out, but as you can see, the palmettos are coming right back. So next time we come, we're going to bring a lawnmower with us and weed whacker and kind of trim these down. The bad news is everything is really wet right now. There is so much water everywhere, and he's trying to put the other generator together over here, tucked up underneath the pavilion. That is going to be the site of our future barn. Have our fig tree. Seems to be liking the water, so I guess that's good. Hopefully it does okay. Hopefully it comes back. Last time we were here, I had moved this little tiny peanut butter tree out of an entirely wet area in the back. And I don't know if you can see this tiny little bit of green. It's hanging on. But much to my dismay, there is water completely surrounding it. So over here by our old gate, I tucked a dragon fruit on each side of these posts, and then we planted some little loofahs. They're still alive. Wasn't sure if I'd come back this week and they'd be dead. And then I also planted, the last time we were here, some sweet potato slips, and they're alive, which is surprising because the soil is not really soil, it's, Florida sugar sand. This little guy over here, he might not make it. So maybe only these ones along the edge of the fence. And then we have our other dragon fruit here, growing nicely. This little tiny tree here, it's got a little bit of sunburn on it, is our macadamia nut tree. We did move that up front here because it was really wet where it was, and I'm thinking I might have to move the big tree and stuff over here as well, because so the very front where all these palmettos are, and there's actually blackberries all over the place through here. So this very front is dry, but in the middle it is very wet. That's our old water tank and what's left of the old bathhouse that collapsed. So this area right here in the middle, for some reason, very wet. This was our attempt at a garden. Walk through the river here just to give you an idea of how wet it is. It's wet. Then these lovely plants that are thriving are peanuts. You want to grow something in Florida, grow peanuts. And holy cow, there is a blossom on that Seminole pumpkin. Looks like our sunflowers took a hit from the wind. Sweet potato slips over there are doing okay, but they're in a lot of water, so they're probably not going to thrive. Everything is just completely underwater. Not feeling the love on this right now. The corn is devastated. When we came out the time before, there was corn all the way up and down. Now there's 2 stalks left that haven't been destroyed. Then we have some little Armenian cucumbers that we had started underneath the hog panel. So the only thing that's really thriving is our cowpeas. You can see there, we have got a lot of these, but we also have a lot of aphids on them. Because it looks like, yeah, there's a lot of aphids on them because, you know, this is out in the wilderness. So I'll probably harvest these when I have gloves on and then hose them down, because aphids love to suck the life out of plants. But these plants, they thrive in Florida. They thrived in our backyard down south, and they are thriving here, even though it is completely underwater. So they're just on the outside edge. They are doing great, putting out beans like nobody's business. So these are actually, they're purple cowpeas, or pink eye peas, I think is what they're called. But they turn purple when they're ready to be a dried bean. They're purple, like that. So another plant that is thriving here is our blue African basil. We just took some cuttings from home, and it has just sprung up amidst all the weeds. So over here by the bathhouse are some Cavendish bananas. One didn't make it, but it put out a ton of pups. So we brought these from home. So tucked away in the back 40 of the property here, we have a mulberry bush, or mulberry tree. And this is also where we have the peanut butter tree, and had to move it because, as you can see, there's water everywhere. So this probably isn't good. I mean, it is a ficus, but this is our banyan tree that Ronnie just had to have, and to humor him, we bought it at the Edison home. This is what is left of it from last year when it died in the frost, and this came back this year, and this is about a year worth of growth right here. It's maybe a foot, probably closer to 10 inches, but it's underwater, so who knows? Now this little guy is up off the ground, thankfully, not living in water. This is a finger lime, and I believe that the color on this one is burgundy, but obviously it hasn't fruited yet. It's only been in the ground here for about maybe 8 months. I bought it in, I think it was March or April, at a food forest event, and we put it in the ground the same time as the macadamia, but this one is still doing much better than the macadamia. Now beside our makeshift barn here, we have some very tall banana trees, and we really don't know what kind of banana trees these are, but we got them at a plant swap, brought them up here because we wanted to have some bananas up here. This was before we decided to move some of the Cavendish ones up here, and they are really thriving. We also have thriving our cranberry hibiscus. Look at that. It is literally as tall as me. I think it's actually taller than me. So here we have our crack key barrels. I have a separate video for this. Make sure to check it out. This is our Cherokee purple tomatoes, and we filled the barrels with the Master Blend solution. I got these barrels from work, so they were free. Keep checking to see if they throw any more out. So over here, hiding behind or beside the solar panels, we have a 55-gallon drum that we chopped the top off of. This is an experiment. Oh, look at that! There's little radishes growing. They started. It's only been a week. And then around the perimeter here, we put oregano. That'll be interesting. And I put some sort of white flour. And then we have our rosemary. So the bottom of this barrel is filled with, I call them lobsters. They are the little roots from the palmettos. And since I have the camera back up, I'm gonna walk over here to check out this sweet grandia. So I filled the barrels with the roots and then some of the native soil that's not so great, just to filter it out. And then some potting soil and some compost on the top. So this is our sweet grandia vine growing up the palmettos and hopefully eventually up this palm tree, the pine tree, up the pine tree. So this is our home sweet second home. He's over there working on the generator. We do have some solar, not enough solar yet, so we are working on that. What you see in front there is the site of our future barn. And then we do have our friends, campers. They all have campers here. We have a little fire pit in the middle.
If you want to see more of our little homestead and future off-grid property, make sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell.
That's me. I'll make sure you get the most updated videos. Goodbye.